that. Fourth and Pain is back, and oh my goodness gracious sakes alive, we're on a brand new outlet. Look at that. We've expanded our horizons. Greetings, 106.7 The Fan.
We have expanded, and now I'm not staring at a computer screen when I do this show with you. I actually have to look right at you in the face the whole time now.
I know, and I'm so giddy to have my friend back, in all honesty, because, Adam, doing the show with you 2,000 miles away, it was still fun, but it's just not the same.
It just wasn't the same. First of all, we had a few difficulties with my laptop. Wasn't working so well, and then I don't get to feel your aura. I don't get to be around the magnificence that is Chuck Carroll.
It is true. I am definitely the greatest of all time, and this is Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show hosted by an NFL athlete and a weight loss champion. He is Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker. I am Chuck Carroll, and this is Fourth and Pain. And right up front, thank you, Chris Kynard, for giving us an opportunity on the Fan. Finally.
Thank you very much.
No, we seriously do greatly appreciate it, Chris. So we're going to try not to let you down. So this, if you're unfamiliar, like I said, the only pro wrestling show hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. We're going to get into a whole lot of wrestling on the flip side of the show. Matter of fact, I'm very excited because joining us, the inaugural show on 106.7 The Fan, we're going to be joined by one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Kazarian, will be on with us. Pretty cool, huh?
I am ecstatic. I met this guy when I went down to Orlando, went to the Impact Zone, and this guy, as it turns out, is a huge NFL fan.
All right, man. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about football, obviously a lot about wrestling, but seeing as though training camp started last week, you're a few days in now. Obviously, you did some ridiculous training regimen out there in Colorado, just blasting your heat in your car full bore, wearing basically Antarctica-type gear in the gym, getting your lift on, doing your cardio. Is that paying dividends for you?
Well, first of all, I had no idea that it would get around D.C. like it did. I had one of our trainers come up to me and ask me about it. My D-line coach was asking me about it. I had no idea it would get around like it did. But, yeah, I think it has. The first day of camp, I'm not going to lie to you, it was like it was like Africa mixed with South America. I mean, it was hot. It was humid. That could be the hottest football practice I've ever been involved in my life. So everyone was struggling and dying. But since then, the second day, I didn't feel like I was hot. Yesterday, you were out at practice. You said you were dripping wet with sweat. Everyone's walking around with ice towels on them. I didn't even get hot. I didn't ask for an ice towel at all the whole day. I maybe had, a normal amount of Gatorades that I would drink instead of one every 30 seconds like the first day. I mean, I didn't feel hot whatsoever. So maybe it is helping out. I think it is. I really do. I mean, because I was literally passing out after some of those workouts. I had the car so hot. I was wearing so many clothes, so I think it helped out.
What about your teammates? I mean, are they faring as well as you, or are you really kind of setting the standard out there?
Since the first day, I think the bar was set so high that maybe everything now just feels not hot ever since that first day. But yeah, I could see some other guys getting cold towels and Gatorades and all that stuff. So even if you're trying to mimic this, it's really hard to mimic this exact weather unless you just train it all the time.
Well, let me ask you this then, because the first few days of camp are behind you now. Your body's starting to get the adjustment. Are you feeling a little bit sore? Like you're definitely not in football shape? How are you feeling right now, man?
You can't get in football shape without practicing. As far as how I'm feeling, like I told you, the more, because we went out to eat breakfast this morning, the more I move, the more I do things like, I just made a smile and I'm like, oh, Chuck, the skin on my head hurts. Oh, man, my back hurts. Oh, man, when I was chewing my food, I'm like, oh, man, it hurts to chew. But to be honest with you, that's just part of training camp. It was that way in college. It's been that way ever since my rookie years, my 6th year in the NFL, 3rd year in D.C. So, I mean, it's like I told you, if you work out really hard and you're not tired or sore afterwards, you're not doing something right. So the fact that I am sore, I actually like and I enjoy it because it means I'm working hard.
Well, I'm curious about your skin hurt. Is this because your helmet's too tight, or what's going on there, man?
When you're playing football, you're hitting every play. You're not used to wearing a helmet, obviously, but you're hitting every play. You're using muscles you can't use no matter how much you run or lift unless you're playing football. I mean, I'm hitting a guy head-to-head every play. It's getting my head and neck used to it, the skin. just every fiber of your being used to playing football.
And here's the funny thing, this year's training camp, you were telling me over this breakfast that we just had that it's easier today than it has been in recent years past, and certainly easier than it was in the day when defensive coordinator Jim Haslett was on the active rosters.
Yeah, this is Coach's Haz's 28th, 29th, 30th, somewhere year in the NFL. He played for 10 years, so it's been about 20 years since he played. And back then, they didn't have any offseason. There was no OTAs, no mini camps or anything. You were done the whole offseason. Then you came in and you had 6 preseason games, not just 4. And you had 2-a-days, full pads, twice a day, every day. And I don't even think you had days off. Obviously I wasn't around them, but that's what I understand. So it was so much more. And you see the effects of some of the older players, which is why we don't do it that way anymore. We're trying to be smarter. We're trying to take care of ourselves. And part of this new CBA, that was part of the agreement because it's just smarter to do things this way. But it was definitely, it was definitely a lot longer and a lot more full pads back then.
Well, but you are a training warrior. Obviously, you've proven that with your ridiculous, Hades hot training regimen. Do you think, honestly, if you had to just for one season, could you endure that type of 7-day-a-week for a month and a half training camp?
Oh, yeah. I did it in college. Obviously, college isn't the same as the NFL, but my first year in Nebraska, it was full pads twice a day, every day. And I think it was 3 weeks before we ever got our first day off. Now, obviously, that's not quite 6 weeks, but they did it back then. I don't see any reason I couldn't do it now. It's just, the long-term effects, outweigh the positives.
Seriously? I had no idea that college training camp was a little bit more difficult.
No, it's just when I first got my freshman year, they had my freshman year was 2 days every day. Then my sophomore year, they changed the rule to 2-1-2-1. You could have a 2-a-day, then a 1-a-day, 2-a-day, 1-a-day. And gradually we've gotten to where it's just you can't even have 2. I don't know about college, but in the NFL you can't even have 2-a-days. And it's just that people have gotten smarter throughout the years.
And also what I've noticed is that in the morning, you guys are doing your walkthroughs in the practice bubble outside of the sun. How much of a factor is that for you as far as being prepared to be out in the sun in the afternoon?
Well, we go in the practice bubble because it's more teaching. It's fine if guys are sweating and they're fighting the heat, but that's what practice is for. You're trying to get in that physical shape, whereas in the morning, it's teaching, it's learning, it's walking through, it's getting things right.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit, man. Here's something that I'm honestly curious about. And I was introduced to, the shenanigans with the rookies when Hard Knocks first hit the air, and it was with the Baltimore Ravens, and you just saw Tony Saragusa, harassing Todd Heap to no end, and I thought that was hysterically funny. What does RG3, Josh Laribus, Kirk Cousins, those guys, what do they have in store for them this year?
We're the main thing we do is we make the rookies get up and do skits in front of the team at team meetings, usually at night, or they have to sing. I'm not going to throw anybody's name there, but we had a rookie get up in front of the defensive meeting last night, and he stood up for like 5 minutes, couldn't think of anything to sing. Guys are booing him. Guys are like, get off the stage. Finally, he starts singing. And I don't know why. I did it my rookie year. Chris Long did it his rookie year, and this guy did it. And I don't know why this is the go-to song for every rookie. But he started singing the Star-Spangled Banner, which I think in everybody's mind, how can you boo the Star-Spangled Banner? Don't do it, rookies. It is not the right song to do. You get booed. It has nothing to do with America or anti-America or any of that stuff. It's just plain and simply, we want to hear something you like, your type of music, and we don't want to just hear something generic that you hope people like. And it's never gone well for any rookie that's done it. I had to get up and sing something else again. In fact, I just told a joke, which I cannot repeat on the air. But the fact of the matter is just stay away from the Star-Spangled Banner if you have to sing in front of the team.
Okay, yeah, and I was just about to ask you. Did you make him do a do-over? Was there a mulligan there? Because if I'm in your position, if I'm a veteran, and I've gone through this in the past, especially you who had to do it twice, did you make him sing a second song?
No, we just boot him off the stage, and he'll have to go again Monday.
Good.
That's how it works.
Good deals.
You can't get off that easy. I have seen in the past, I've seen rookies thrown in the cold tub. I've seen guys who refuse to sing or do what they were asked to do, carry pads or whatever, taped to goalposts and doused in Gatorades and all that. But I think most of our rookies will be a little bit more cooperative.
And is RG3 going to be included in this? Because I'm sure that's the question everybody wants the answer to. Is RG3 immune from rookie shenanigans?
Is he a rookie?
Yeah, but I'm just curious. The face of the franchise, he is who he is. Does that mean that he's going to be exempt?
Is he a rookie?
Yes.
He's a rookie. It's that simple. My locker is right next to the dude. He's the face of the franchise, Heisman Trophy winner, first-round draft pick. I understand all that. The fact of the matter is he's still a rookie, and he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to entertain the masses.
Okay.
And might have to do something special for me in my locker being right next to him as well. I might just do a little side bit of my own. Hey, you need to do this for me right here.
Yes, that's RG3, your private dancer. But my question...
Whoa.
Hey, now,
that
we
was
don't
ridiculous.
have to go there.
No, we're not.
But seriously, like, if you're going to put in a request for RG3, one song he's going to sing, what would really put a smile on your face?
You know, now that I think about it, he was on Letterman. He beatboxed. I don't want to hear him sing. I want to hear him beatbox.
That is a good poll.
That's actually what I want to hear now that I think about it.
And he was good at it, so I don't think he would get booed off stage then.
I didn't see it. That's why I want to see. I want to see how good he is. I want to see him do some beatboxing. That's my personal request.
He's very, very good. I will tell you that. But you know what? Every time we talk about these rookie stories, I think back to the story that you told me about when you were in St. Louis, and this one rookie took it to a whole another level and just showed his whole entire self and everything that it entailed for the enjoyment of the veterans.
Are we doing that now, or are we doing it on the flip side? When do you want to hear that story?
We're fresh out of time here. So let's hit pause. We'll come back on the flip side. You'll tell that story. We're also going to talk a little bit about Peyton Manning. I believe we have a very special roving reporter out there in Colorado.
We have a very beautiful roving reporter.
Hey, now, you're a married man. You got.
I am a married man, but I think I might run away with this woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how beautiful she is.
Interesting. Plus, I also want to get a little bit deep with you, man. And let's talk about what's been happening up there in Happy Valley. Not so happy as of late with Penn State, but we'll touch on that on the flip side. He's Adam Carriker. I'm Chuck Carroll. This is Fourth and Pain.
They ain't got no space. My whole team got those, so my bank can't slip you.